What is going on YouTube? My name is Sam. Welcome to 3D Printer Stores, and you probably clicked on this video because you have absolutely no idea how to get into 3D printing, or you probably don't even know what it is. So I'm going to break that down for you, and let's get into the video. Alright, what is 3D printing? Now this is a very simple answer first. And I made a very good illustration of it. Please don't hate on my drawing. No, I'm kidding. You can call it trash. I know it's trash. But anyway, basically, in a 3D printer to work, you need the filament or the food. The things that make the object. The filament is fed into a tiny hole on the nozzle or the machine. The machines are different, by the way. They're not all going to look like this. But yes, it's fed into this little box with a triangle thing. This thing called the extruder. Now this has like a little, I would call it an oven inside, and it heats up the filament really hot, and then it squishes it out and makes this object by going layer by layer by layer. And that's how 3D printing works. You feed the food in, it heats it up, it squishes it out, boom, you got your product. Obviously that's not the best definition, but that's just the fastest one I can give you. Now, how do I get into 3D printing? 3D printing is a very expensive hobby. It's not cheap. So if you want to get into it, I hope you need to have a couple extra $100 that you don't care throwing around. Now, for me, I began with the Ender 3. If you don't know what that is, it's basically like the most default printer out there. It costs $200, and my honest opinion, I've been 3D printing for about 3 years now. My honest opinion is the Ender 3 is actually not the best beginner 3D printer, in my personal thoughts. I think the best 3D printer to start off with is the Anycubic Cobra. Now, Anycubic, you probably never heard of them, but I have used their printers, and they are very good for beginners. They're high quality, they print fast, and they're very easy to set up. And they have a really good print volume, or basically like how big the object you can print is. Now, it costs around $400, a lot more than the Ender 3, but the Ender 3, man, it just gave me problems. First off, I had to level the bed, and I didn't mention this, but when you get into 3D printing or more precise videos, you have to you have a bed and you have the nozzle and you have it calculate so it knows how precise it needs to be. But the Anycubic had an auto leveling, so basically I went through a lot of trouble having to level my own bed, but Anycubic came along and had its own version that you didn't have to do it, and that saved you a bunch of time. And yes, so I would recommend the Anycubic Cobra for beginners, a very good printer, high quality. Shout out to Anycubic, and no, I'm not sponsored by them, I wish. Alright, on to the filament. Now, this is going to be the last point of the video, but filament, I cannot tell you how important this is. Number one, good filament equals good prints. Keep that in mind. Number two, filament, there are a lot of different types of filaments. I mean a lot. If you look on Amazon, probably like hundreds of filaments. But which one should I buy? I'm going to lay it out right here. Hands down, the best filament for beginners is Overture PLA. It works on all 3D printers, and it has the best quality. I have personally never had a problem with it. But meanwhile, for that, a lot of things that I've felt victim to is buying the cheapest thing. Along with buying the cheapest printer, you should not do that. You should not buy the cheapest filament on Amazon. You're gonna run into a whole bunch of problems. So trust me when I tell you, you should go with this. Like for instance, I barely even used it, and I already, this is what a full roll filament looks like. But yeah, I barely used this filament, and I just know it's terrible. I have had filament clogs. Basically, that means it gets in a nozzle, right? Let's say this is a nozzle, and the filament gets stuck on its way out. I have had this type of filament break in my nozzle. I have had it getting tangled, which absolutely destroys your printer. So, do me a favor and just spend the extra $10 if you're not looking for a headache of your life right here. Do not get this filament. Alright, that's it for today's video. Thank you for stopping by. Let me know if you need any advice in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.